Yeah, so I think the narrative has changed dramatically in the last 18 months when all of these load growth projections started hitting. And it was a problem that was not visible to most people, and even within the industry, until
Hmm.
you see it at scale. And so the very nature of how this progresses has put us in a space now. I mean, it's good for business. It's very concerning to me about how unprepared a lot of organizations are to have this conversation. But we've been working with a large load customer. So this is a private sector organization that's in the retail industry that absolutely depends on electricity and is depending even more on electricity today because they're automating a lot of their systems, that even momentary disruptions have profound financial consequences for them. And their growth in this area has all occurred before it became the thing that it is today, which is approaching utilities, saying, I want to buy this much electricity. I'm going to build this facility in the next 18 months. And for the first time in decades, utilities going, yeah, I don't think we can support that. I'm sorry. Like, we just don't have enough energy to go around. And so when we talk about data centers and AI, which is obviously a lot of the conversation that's happening right now about why are we using so much more electricity, and
Hmm.
that's a major driver, this was all predicated on a set of circumstances where there was not this aggregated huge load growth that's happening all across the grid all at the same time. And so there's there's just not historical precedent in the last 3 decades for somebody saying, I would like to buy a lot of electricity from you, utility. And utility saying, I don't think I can support that. That sounds like too much.
So what do you think happens? Like, do you think we just get out of our own way and we start building a lot? We're going to miss the opportunity to catch the AI, train, or are we going to do something different? And it's a third option that people aren't talking about, and we're going to start seeing real microgridding happen with distributed grids.
Yeah, I think there's going to be elements of each of the things that you describe. If we don't address the first issue, it will be the third version of this. So
Hmm.
it'll be like, oh, okay, well, if I'm going to build a data center, what I'm doing is I'm not even going to get on the grid. I'm going to build my own energy system. I'm not even going to worry about it anymore because they're saying that they can't support this thing, or I don't trust the reliability of the grid overall anymore because it's just become more and more unstable because it's not ready for this. So I'm just going to do my own thing. And so I think right now, generally speaking, it's not a technology problem. We have access to all the
Oh,
technology
yeah.
that we need to do all of this stuff.
This is an economics issue.
This is an economics issue and this is a policy issue.
I was going to say, I don't even think it's an economics issue. I mean, like, unless you're just saying, like, nat gas is great in 5 to 7 years once we break ground and get an order in.
Yeah, right?
But, like, you can't get it in time to meet the current
Nope.
demands. So, I mean, we have economical solutions,
Yep.
but we're politically unmotivated to do it.
Yeah. And what I don't want is the change driver to be something horrible.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, more often than not, unfortunately, the lessons that we learn come from the school of hard knocks. And what we don't want is a catastrophic grid failure
Yeah.
that results in the motivation necessary to go out and fix it. Now, you're sitting in Houston right now. Texas learned some very difficult lessons in 2021 with Winter Storm
Hmm.
Uri, right? Change is afoot. So there's a lot of changes that have been made. Heads rolled, policies have been updated. There's more things that are happening. Overall grid performance has been generally better, but the trend line is not great by ERCOT's own numbers about
Right.
a negative reserve margin in 3 years from now. Flat out means there's not enough juice to go around to support what they're expecting to come onto the system.
Well, right. But we have been operating better the last 18 to 24 months
For sure.
because so much more batteries gone on. Like in
Yes.
21, I put solar batteries on my house because I was just like, never again. I'm
Yep.
never worrying about my son freezing,
Yeah.
in some extreme weather event.
Yep.